In this video, we're going to discuss while loops in the C programming language. A while loop is a fundamental control structure that allows you to execute a block of code repeatedly, as long as a specified condition remains true. Consider the title, While Loops in C, executing code repeatedly based on a condition. A while loop repeatedly executes a block of code as long as a specified condition is true. It's one of the fundamental control structures in C programming. The basic syntax of a while loop is as follows: the keyword while, followed by a condition in parentheses. The code block enclosed in curly braces will be executed repeatedly, as long as the condition is true. Inside the code block, statements represents the code that you want to be executed repeatedly. Now let's walk through a simple example of a while loop in C. As you can see in the code, we include the standard input-output header file, stio.h. Inside the main function, we declare an integer variable named count and initialize it to 1. The while loop condition checks if count is less than or equal to 5. As long as this condition is true, the code inside the loop will be executed. Inside the loop, we use the printf function to print the current value of count, followed by a new line. After printing the value, we increment count by 1 using the increment operator. This ensures that the loop will eventually terminate when count becomes greater than 5. The output of this code will be the numbers 1 through 5, each printed on a new line. Let's break down the execution flow of a while loop step by step. First, the program starts and initializes any necessary variables. Then, the condition inside the while loop is checked. If the condition is true, the code block inside the loop is executed. After executing the code block, the program loops back to check the condition again. This process repeats as long as the condition remains true. If the condition is false, the loop is exited, and the program continues with the code that follows the loop. Some key points about the loop is that the condition is checked before each iteration. The loop may execute 0 times if the condition is initially false. It's crucial to update the condition variables within the loop to eventually exit the loop. Failing to do so can result in an infinite loop. Now let's discuss a common pitfall: infinite loops. An infinite loop occurs when the loop condition never becomes false, causing the loop to run indefinitely. This can lead to your program hanging or consuming excessive system resources. Here's an example of an infinite loop. In this code, the while loop condition is set to 1, which is always true. As a result, the code inside the loop will execute forever, printing the message, "This will print forever" repeatedly. Because the condition will always be true, the return 0 statement will never be reached. Be cautious when writing while loops, and always ensure that there is a way for the loop condition to eventually become false to avoid infinite loops. To write effective and maintainable while loops, let's go over some best practices. Firstly, always ensure that there's a way to exit the loop. This means that the loop condition should eventually become false through modifications within the loop body. Secondly, use clear and meaningful condition expressions. This makes your code easier to understand and reduces the risk of errors. Thirdly, consider using a do-while loop when the loop body must execute at least once. A do-while loop is similar to a while loop, but it guarantees that the code block is executed at least once before checking the condition. Lastly, be careful with loop variable modifications. Ensure that the loop variables are updated correctly to avoid unexpected behavior or infinite loops. As you can see in the code, we define a function process input that takes input from the user. Inside the while loop, it checks if the input is between 1 and 10 and sets valid to 1 to terminate the loop. These practices will help you write robust and efficient while loops in C. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.